what's up? It's Marco, Sage of Soccer, and today I'll be doing my predictions for the World Cup. The whole thing. I've already gone in depth with all the group previews, and I'm not going to do that again. I've given my reasoning behind why I think every team could advance, and this is going to be a bit different from the previews. In the previews, I gave what I thought were the most likely scenarios, and in this, I'll be giving what I think could happen. This isn't going to be like as in-depth of a prediction. If you want to see the in-depth group predictions, I'll have them linked in the description. But for this, it's just going to be what I think will happen. A lot of this is going to be gut feeling, and let's get into it. So for Group A, I think that the Netherlands and Qatar will advance. I had Senegal advancing in the preview, but since then Sadio Mane's gotten injured. And with Qatar, I really don't like them as a team. Like, I'll just be honest, they're the host nation, and usually shenanigans happens, I guess I'll say. So I'm expecting Qatar to get through. And for the Netherlands, I actually really like the team. I'm expecting them to win the group. Very strong defense. They've got an attack that's in pretty good form. I'm really expecting Cody Gakpo to have a good tournament. Maybe Memphis Depay can really show his stuff. And I think that they have a very good chance of winning this group, and they might even be able to go far in the tournament. For Group B, I have England and the United States advancing. I said that Wales, I think, is the most likely to advance, but I think I'm going to rock with the U.S. for this prediction. I don't know. I'm just rooting for the squad. I'm hoping they can do well. England, pretty easy pick. Best team in the group by far. They've made the semifinals or final the last two major tournaments they were in. And I think you have to go with them. Man, such a good, attack. Defense is a bit weak right now, but hopefully they'll get some recoveries as time goes on. Maybe Kyle Walker will return for them. Hopefully they'll play, Ben White and John Stones at center back, 'cause I feel like that'd be a much better option than what they have. But, hey, who's to say? Other than the United States, I'm hoping they get through. I think there's a chance we can put it all together. I mean, I'm not it's known I don't think we're doing that well under our manager, Berhalter, but I think that we might just be able to put something together. We've got a very talented group of players, and I think that we'll be good enough to get through. For Group C, I'm going with Argentina and Mexico. Argentina winning the group, such a good squad. Messi's still Messi. They've got a really good group of players with Di Maria, Martinez, and I think their defense is going to end up holding up. Probably the best goalkeeper Argentina's had in a very long time with Martinez, because it's been a bit of a weak point the last few World Cups, which I know Romero had a good tournament in 2014, but I think Martinez is probably the best one they've had, and I think this is a team that has a very good shot of actually winning the whole thing. It's a strong squad. I think they're actually favored to win the World Cup by a lot of people. Then Mexico, I actually had Poland going through. I think they're the most likely team to get through. But I feel like Mexico might be able to pull something out. Good group of players. Lozano could have a very good tournament. I'm a big fan of Alvarez. And maybe they'll just have enough. They have had a ton of success at World Cups previously. And I think they could find a way to get out of the knockout round, though. I do feel like Poland's the more likely team to advance. In Group D, I have Denmark and France advancing. Denmark, I have winning the group. I think that France is still the most likely team to win the group, but Denmark have actually gotten the better of France before, and there is still that curse of the champions thing, which I'm not too bought into it. I think that's BS. I think France is going to advance. Australia and Tunisia are not good enough to beat the French team, in my opinion. But I think that Denmark will be able to get through ahead of them. They're coming off a really strong Euro, and I like the makeup of this team. I think it's full of very good players. France, I feel like they'll slip up because of all the injuries they're dealing with, and I'm not sure if I've seen this French team have a really strong performance in a long time. I think there's a good chance that they end up going second into the group stage. In Group E, I have Germany and Spain advancing. Germany have a very good group with them, and I'm expecting them to bounce back from a mediocre 2018 campaign. I think it's just a talented team, top to bottom. A little bit of weaknesses at a right back. Their striker situation is unknown. But we could see a breakout performance from Makuaku. We could see Thomas Muller replicate his 2010 and 2014 World Cups. Musiala, maybe he'll have a breakout campaign. I think that Germany have a very good shot of going far. Then Spain, I think they're just good enough to get through. A really talented group of players. And I do like the Japanese side a lot. I think it's a very good team and could have gotten through a group if they had a bit more luck. But, man, Spain's just too good to not go through, even if I have them coming in second. In Group F, I'm going with Belgium and Croatia. Belgium is a team that I feel like I'm probably higher on than most other people. And I'm a big fan of Kevin De Bruyne, so that's a big part of it. But I feel like their defense might have enough in it. Courtois is a world-class keeper, arguably the best in the world at this point. That I like their team. I like Tielemans. Maybe Castagna can have a very good campaign. I think Meunier does well in his wingback role. And maybe Hazard and Lukaku can have a great performance. Like, it's... A lot of things have to go right, but a lot of things have to go right for every single team. And I really like this Belgian squad. Croatia, a very good team as well. Like, just such a strong midfield. I think their attack is a bit of an issue. That's why I don't have them above Belgium. But I think they've got just such a good group of players that they're going to go through, even though I do like this Canadian team. Then we have Group G, which I think is arguably the best group out of this tournament. I've got Brazil and Switzerland going through. Brazil, I think, is an elite team. Neymar is at his best. Gabriel Jesus is looking great. Very talented wings, Vinicius, Rodrigo. You have Rafinha, Martinelli, such a good group of players all around. Casemiro in the midfield, like a very good center back pairing. Like, they've got so much depth throughout this entire squad that I think they have to win this group. Then I'm taking Switzerland over Serbia. I actually feel like Serbia's the more talented team, but Switzerland, like Mexico, they've done pretty well in major tournaments previously, and I think that experience will carry them through just above Serbia, but I would not be surprised if Serbia wins, and even Cameroon isn't a bad team either. Like, I feel like this is the best group at the World Cup. Lastly, we have Group H, and I have Portugal and Uruguay going through. I think Portugal's got enough in them to defeat that Uruguay team. Even though I'm not really sold on Ronaldo as their striker, I feel like he's actually the weak link of the team at this point. Like, obviously, he's a great player, like, all-time legend of the game. Portugal's greatest ever player as well, but, like, he has not been pretty this season. There's a chance that he's just coasting to try to get to the World Cup in full health, but I think that he's going to be a bit of a liability for this squad. But despite that, I really like Rafael Leao. I like Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes. They've got a strong defense with Ruben Diaz. Pepe is there, Nuno Mendes, João Cancelo. Like, such a strong team from top to bottom. And if Ronaldo does hit his form and does become the player that we know he can be, that's still in him, like, Portugal have a shot to really go far. And then Uruguay, just very good team as well. I'm loving that Nunez-Suarez partnership up front. I think that could be very fun. And Valverde's in great form going into this tournament. I would not be surprised if Uruguay won this group. But I think Portugal just have a bit in them that I think they'll be able to do it. I think that with Son's injury, South Korea doesn't really have a chance. I think this Ghana team's too unpredictable. They've just integrated a bunch of players in their team. So I think Uruguay and Portugal are going to go through, and I have Portugal winning the group. On to the knockout round. In the first game, I have the Netherlands defeating the United States. I'm a big fan of the USA squad, but I don't know. I don't think we'll be able to score on the Netherlands team, and, it's just too much of a difference in quality, and I think Netherlands gets through. Then I have Argentina beating France. That'll be a very good game that is going to be fun to watch, but I think Argentina is going to be able to get through. If France was fully healthy, I think they'd have a real shot at repeating, but with Pogba and Kanté out, I'm not sold on this French team. Then I have Germany beating Croatia. This is a very good Croatia team, but I think Germany's midfield matches them. Kimmich, Goretzka, whoever's going to be playing the 10 for them, it's such a good group of players. And then I like Germany's attack enough. I think they'll be able to find goals and beat the Croatia team. Then I have Brazil beating Uruguay. Uruguay's not a bad team, but I think that Brazil's just such a strong group of players that they'll be able to come out on top. Then I have England beating Qatar. I think the knockout stage is as far as Qatar's shenanigans will get them. Denmark beating Mexico. Denmark's coming off some great tournaments, and I think Mexico's curse will continue. Then Belgium beating Spain. I think that they'll have enough to score with a great striker in Lukaku. I think De Bruyne will be making chances, and I don't trust the attack of Spain enough to really break down that Belgian team. And then I've got Portugal beating Switzerland. Switzerland have actually beaten Portugal pretty recently, but I look at just the overall team, and I think Portugal's going to be able to come out on top. In the quarterfinals, I have Argentina beating the Netherlands. Netherlands, they're a very good team, but I like Argentina's attack too much. I think they'll be able to score, and I'm not sure if the Netherlands has enough in their attack, especially with Louis van Gaal managing them, to really get the better of that Argentina team. Then I think Brazil will be able to get their revenge on Germany. I think they'll be able to beat them in the quarterfinals, finally putting those 2014 teams to rest. Hopefully Neymar will be able to play this time. I think he will, and I think Brazil will be able to win this game. Then I have England beating Denmark. England already just came off a big win against Denmark, and I think that they'll be able to beat them again. And then I have Belgium beating Portugal. Just too many questions with that Portuguese side to want me to take them over that Belgian team. Then the semifinals, we have the game between the two best teams in the tournament, Argentina and Brazil. And I think Brazil will just come out on top. I like this Brazil team top to bottom. Such a world-class group of players, an amazing goalkeeper, great group of center backs. Even their fullback, like, it's not even that weak. Danilo's been doing a job recently. Alex Telles is getting in form. And you have Casemiro in the midfield. Whoever is going to be the other players, if it's Bruno, like, that's such a great player. Neymar, Vinicius, Rafinha, Gabriel Jesus, and all of the subs they have. Like, I think this Brazil team's too good and will be able to win. And in the other semifinal, I have Belgium beating England. Belgium beat England twice at the last World Cup, but both games were completely meaningless. Well, I mean, third place game, you might want to... Like, I'm not going to predict the third place game. I think it's kind of dumb that they still have it. But, and then there was the group stage that both teams wanted to lose. England, they are a good team, but they have too many holes in their defense. And I'm hoping that Vertonghen and Alderweireld will be able to turn it back the clock. Maybe DeBas can have a good performance. I think it's more I'm confident in Courtois to help bail out that Belgian defense, but I think that this is just the weaker side of the tournament, and if I had, like, Germany and the Netherlands and Argentina and Brazil, I think all of them would probably get through, but in this, I'm going to be going with Belgium winning it, and in the final, I've got Brazil beating Belgium. Probably their easiest game since the one against Uruguay, but I think that they just have too much talent, and Brazil's going to be able to win this World Cup. And that's my thoughts on the tournament. I think Brazil will be able to win the World Cup. We'll have a lot of good performances. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. We got such good matches in the group stage. Serbia, Switzerland. I'm really looking forward to the USA-Wales game. I think that's going to be really fun. And, man, Uruguay, Ghana. That's going to be interesting, to say the least. Especially because Suarez is still going to be playing. Like, there's going to be so much fun. Like, so many amazing games to watch. And I'm really looking forward to the start of this tournament. This isn't, like, as serious as a prediction. Like, there's some things that I disagree with, and I'm really hoping that I'm wrong about, like, at the very least, Qatar. But it was fun to do. It's good to have my predictions out here. We'll see how wrong I was, because I can guarantee, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Belgium go out in the group stage and I had them making the final, or Uruguay goes on a big run. Like, there's always somebody we don't expect having a great tournament. But this is my thoughts of the team, and... I'm really looking forward to this World Cup. I feel good about this prediction, and yeah, so I'll talk right now. See you.